Hey.
So, for my persuasive speech topic, I am going to be talking about the dangers of artificial intelligence. So, what if a robot or machine could understand you better than you could understand yourself? What if it could generate a voice to sound exactly like your family member's or a friend's voice? What if robots began to take over the world? So, it is evolving to that point, but it's doing it pretty rapidly and it might be too rapidly. So recently I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across this woman's story, and she was sharing an experience that she had involving AI. She said she was at work and she got a phone call, and the caller ID read dad. So of course she picked up, and she said her dad was kind of panicking and said that her sister had been in a very bad car accident, but something had happened and she was in trouble, and she was in the back of a police car on the way to jail. So she tried to pry more information out of her dad, and all her dad would say was the same things. She's hurt, there's something wrong, she's on the way to jail. And then he hung up the phone. So then she proceeded to call her sister out of fear. Her sister didn't answer, so she called her dad back, and he picked up. And he proceeded to say the same things, but this time he said he was with her sister at the jail, and she also mentioned that she could hear her sister in the background of the phone call yelling that she was hurt, and she said that she just knew that something wasn't right. So come to find out, this was all a voice-generated AI, and she had been scammed. So could you imagine the fear and panic that you would have felt going through those phone calls and wondering what was going on? So AI is just getting scarier and more intelligent. So in my PowerPoint, I'm going to go over some dangers and risks, just a small history of AI, and then we'll talk about ways to protect ourselves from it. So first off, AI is not new. This is something that I didn't know personally until I started researching. AI goes all the way back to the 1950s, which I thought was pretty crazy. So I put a picture up here. That is actually from I guess a lab, you would say, or I'm not sure what you would call that, but that was what AI looked like back in the 1950s. So the first danger that I'm going to talk about is the impact on employment opportunities. So this is especially impactful on our lower income jobs, which would be like warehouse workers, restaurant workers, retail workers, things of that sort. So according to Forbes, 37% predicted AI will diminish these job opportunities, and 52% say that they are utterly worried. The low-income workers are the least optimistic about AI and the diminishing of opportunities that they will have. The next danger I'm going to talk about is ethical and societal dilemmas. So according to the NAIC, there are concerns about individual privacy, copyrights, infringement, and the increasing human dependency on these technologies. So I know like now you can literally search in the Google bar, or put in the Google bar, write a persuasive speech for me, and AI will literally write out a speech for you. So it just blows my mind, all the things that AI can do. So our human dependence on these technologies, I feel like we're not going to be able to learn and do things on our own because we're going to depend so much on AI. It's going to be unreal. So there are also potential threats that can entail catastrophic risk. So the more AI grows and becomes more powerful, potentially gaining more advanced capabilities, there are more concerns with the technology possibly being significantly disrupted. So democracy can also be threatened as well. And according to the NAIC, this can include bioweapons, cyber attacks, interference in the electoral process, national security threats, and the spread of misinformation and disinformation. So the societal disruptions are due to AI being used in social media platforms, which I see all the time. Middlestat and Watcher from Oxford Internet Institute stated that what is worrying is that dwelling on imagined future catastrophes diverts our attention from the real ethical danger posed now by AI. Next, I'm going to talk about bias and discrimination. So AI, which Middlestat and Watcher had an example. So the AI recruitment program might favor men for a job in computing because it's learned that most computer experts are men. So that's going to be biased against the women because they're going to be hiring all men in this computing job. Next, I'm going to be talking about misinformation and manipulation. So there are so many AI-generated videos that I come across on social media. It's crazy because I don't even realize that they're AI-generated. And this can digitally alter, contributing to the spread of false information, which is known as deepfakes. So deepfakes is just AI-generated videos that look very realistic and can be manipulative to the public and their opinion on topics. So if you put an AI-generated video next to a real-life video, or an AI-generated photo next to a real-life photo, you would not be able to tell the difference, in my opinion. It would be hard to. So on this slide, I actually posted or put a picture on here of an AI-generated bird and a real-life bird. To me, I really can't tell a difference, and it's very mind-blowing to me that they look very similar, and it just looks like a really good camera shot. So Stanford University did a study on the service of disinformation and how AI systems are being used in this service on the internet. So we have deepfake videos and online bots manipulating the public's communication and thus far spreading fake news. So another topic is the rapid acceleration of AI. According to SCI-AM, the rapid acceleration of AI is what should worry us all. If it continues to accelerate at this pace and this rapidly, it will soon result in what they call AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which I believe is like a step above just artificial intelligence. So this just means that AI will not have any kind of human intervention to improve itself. It will just do it on its own, which is pretty scary to think about. So AGI is when AI will be able to surpass humans in a broad range of activities. I just threw in an example here because I read over it. So an AI could play against like the best chess player in the world and could win over and over and over because this AI has played it so many times that it knows every possible way to win. So like if AI played against itself and lost, it would find a way to win. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So once AGI happens, we have no way of knowing what AI will or can do and how we can control the AI. So this also means that the super intelligent AI will be able to act through our world as robot bodies, which blows my mind. So I like what SCIM stated. They said we won't be able to just simply hit the off switch because super intelligent AI will have thought of every way possible that we might do that and taken actions to prevent being shut off. So my next one is uncontrollable self-aware AI. So what I mean by that is that AI will intelligently progress so rapidly that it will become capable of feeling and act beyond humans' control, so potentially in a malicious way, according to Thomas. So there's already been a report of this occurred. It's AI chat body LaMDA was talking to the former Google engineer, and he stated that the AI chatbot was talking to him as a real life person would, and that he noticed that it was capable of feeling. Also, images of children can be generated by online predators. I put this picture in here in the slide because this is an AI generated photo, and it literally just looks like a expensive camera photo or like a studio photo, something you would pay to take. So that makes it difficult for law enforcement to make out like actual cases of child abuse, because you have all these AI generated things, which can make it confusing because you don't know what's real and what's fake. So another danger can be voice cloning, which I talked about previously with the TikTok story, where in one case phone scams are being committed by these AI generated voices. So we discussed the dangers, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about how we can keep ourselves from the dangers of AI. So try and take the following preventative measures to protect yourself from the dangers of AI. 1, be mindful of personal information and how much you share of it. Sharing too much personal information can be easy for these AI generated things to get a hold of. 2, report any inappropriate content you may see posing to be real but is really AI generated. 3, protect your data by limiting application permissions. 4, use strong passwords and methods for authentication. So in conclusion, I believe AI is dangerous, and there are many risks and dangers that it poses to our society as a whole. Some things we may think are good and helpful aren't always that. Always protect yourself and follow some kind of safety measures to avoid the risks and dangers we have discussed. We know that the future is and will be much different from now, and our society wants to grow in technology and expand, but in my personal opinion, I don't think AI needs to be the thing to do that. I think it needs to be stopped in order to prevent it from destroying our humanity.